Just got this new scarf from my son, Luke. Very excited. Look how pretty. Look how long.
The scarf is done. Check it out. It was a big improvement over my first effort on several fronts. It is the right length, the weave is much tighter, and the fringe is nice and long. I used the brutal cold in Minneapolis and the resulting 4 days off work to get the last of the weaving done. I set myself up with some music and got to work. In spending many an hour weaving on my Knex Loom last month, I have learned a thing or two about how to do it properly. One problem I ran into when I was weaving the first scarf was the threads getting stuck at the bottom of the reed. It even happened on camera last time. But I found that if I passed the shuttle against the warp threads that were in the holes, it wasn't much of an issue anymore. That meant holding it against the top threads when the heddle was in the up position and letting it rest on the bottom threads in the down position. When I warped the loom and started weaving, I was actually trying to make a pattern called houndstooth. 2 warp threads of one color, 2 of the next, 2 of the first, and so on, and then 2 picks of one color, followed by 2 of the other. What I didn't realize at the time was that you wouldn't be able to see the warp threads in the final product. So it didn't turn out quite as I had planned, but I like this pattern too. When the scarf was finally long enough, measured against my heddle scarf, I cut the warp threads and tied them together 2 at a time, first on one side of the fabric and then on the other. For a long time, I assumed the fringe on fabrics was purely decorative, and in many it is. But in this case, it's structural. The knots hold the scarf together. I cut the fringe threads to be all the same length, and voila, the scarf was done. The next day, I drove over to give it to my mom.
This was under the tree last Christmas, just, I don't know, over 30 days ago, and look, I got my scarf.
I made good on it.
You made good on it, Luke. You promised
did.
me a scarf and you did it. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
I love it. Look how nice it goes with my coat. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Let's go. Cold out.
What do you think? How's the scarf
Scarf is
in the
really
wild?
toasty.
Yeah?
I can feel how warm it is. It's really good.
It's so cold though out here, huh?
It's really cold. I'm going to leave it on all day because we have to keep the thermostat on 63. And it's chilly out here.